Uh-oh, we're on there, Matt.
Jersey patch, exactly.
That's what I want to look for. Make sure we're live here. All I get are running people. Every video I watch is running.
That's your new stream, right?
Yeah. Watching these goofs walk a frickin' marathon. Doesn't count.
All right, so we're live. We're checking the stream live. Did you check it?
That's what I realize I don't have...
You don't have the channels?
Yeah.
You don't have the channel subscribed to, so you can't get to it?
Let me see if I'm subscribed to my own channel. What's up, everybody? Remember, we're doing this on the Matt Mormon channel, so it'll take a little time. There we go. Yep. Live.
All right.
Turn it down.
Now you can get the reverb going.
Looking crispy. I just turned the volume down. We're looking good.
So I'm glad we are, Christmas uniform today. So red and green.
Yep.
Christmas
At
colors.
least we don't have the same shirt on. That's good.
That's right. That's good.
Yeah, I was just talking about it. I pulled a nice little I did my 7 miler.
Yeah.
7 miles, 8:30ish.
That's good.
And but I did it at night. It was so easy because I've been running at like 10 a.m. when it's freaking 90 degrees out, just getting brutalized by the sun. And I just went out and did it. This is the longest. That's probably the second longest I've ever run in my life. I was just cruising. So I'm getting there. Yeah. I just wonder. I'd like to go out and test my 5K to see how the time's looking.
Have you? Do you experience the runner's high that everybody talks about?
Not yet.
I've been running for 10 years and I've never experienced a runner's high.
That's what they keep saying.
I think it's fake news.
I don't need a high. I just want a runner's relax, not a like. Right. Oh my gosh, this hurts, that hurts. Do I quit? Should I keep going? Today the whole run was don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. Don't quit.
Don't walk.
Yeah, don't walk. Do not walk. Yeah, so I've been working on my running, working on hitting my calories per day. I'm telling you, I love this ring. It's freaking great. The Oura Ring gives me because doing CrossFit, I can't wear like a watch all the time, and so having the ring just stays in place. And what I'll do is I'll just tape it like I'm doing barbell.
You can
stuff.
still grip everything with the ring on, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll tape it so that way it doesn't like if I'm doing dumbbells and stuff. And I've kind of worked around it. You can see my hand is kind of pinched from.
You got the calluses going there.
Yeah. But the ring is great. It just gives me a baseline so that way I do a little bit of work where. You get on the Oura Ring, and so I'm at 910 active calories burned, and my goal was 1,200 for the day.
Right.
Baseline's 1,000, depending on your recovery and readiness on whether it bumps you above that or not. And so, I use this. I'm like, well, I haven't hit it, and so I'd probably go for a ruck tonight just to burn it.
It changes your goal?
Mm-hmm. Depending on your readiness. So yesterday I wasn't as ready.
That's evil.
It was 1,000, but I did 1,550. Day before was 1,250 at 1,700. So I try to beat it by a lot. So that my rest and recovery was not good. So it said 700 calories.
Wow. Yeah, I gave you a day off.
Yeah, basically. And I said, screw it, I'm going to do it anyway. And so doing this thing has probably helped with my body composition change.
Right.
And I'm right around 215, kind of stuck there. And so hopefully we'll push through to the 210s. That's my next goal.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Let's talk about yesterday we put up, it was either yesterday or day before, we put up a post about send us pictures of your pressure washer.
So I just responded to the 2 that I picked.
Okay.
And so I've got like, I don't know, 150 of them or something.
Right. You got a full email box. Right?
So what the request was, I wanted somebody's beat up old 1322.
Yeah.
And I'm going to send them a new one.
Right.
And so new one shows up at your place. Notice how it's put in the box. Take yours off the shelf.
Right.
Don't wipe it down. Don't clean it up. Don't touch it. Put it in the box. Send it back. Keep the new one. And I'm doing that with an AR630, an old AR630, and so I'm sending them a new one. And I've got the old one. And then what I wanted to do for the Obsessed Garage channel was make a maintenance video.
Right.
And I've made maintenance videos a lot.
Yep.
But I didn't want to do a Matt Mormon maintenance video. I wanted to do a much more interesting video. And so I needed some grimy, beat up pressure washers.
You needed a pressure washer that actually needed to be maintained.
Right. Yeah. So the one I got is 8,000 hours, he thinks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 8,000 hours. and it's pretty grimy. You know?
That's a Krenzla?
Yeah, that's the 1322, and the other one is again a professional. So these guys are using it all the time. Here, I'll show you. This is real good. Look at this thing. Look at that guy.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. That's pretty.
That's crispy.
Yeah, it's not the old one, which isn't as good.
The
but
different cover.
I realized I probably can't get this cover very easily anyway. And then the AR that I picked, he's got it pretty banged up, but both of them are functioning. So, he's got his all gnarly, probably from putting channel locks on it.
Right.
And so when I, restore the brass and either replace or clean the plastics and do the whole thing, is going to be a nice little transformation. I said, don't wash it, don't clean it, send it just like this. I need it looking grimy. So that's the plan.
It's like pimp my pressure washer.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe that's the. I don't want to do disaster details. What we can do, I'll narrate it, and we'll have Mike or somebody else do it.
There you go.
Put somebody else on camera.
All
But
right.
we're doing that. We're also going to do a. So for those of you that are here, you get this. But the Matt Mormon channel, I'll put up tonight. Probably tomorrow morning. I'll put up the episode 2 of polishing, which is like probably an hour and a half long of me just chatting you up while I'm polishing, and you get to see all the things I'm going through and polishing. I also set the camera up yesterday when Tommy and I were making the screwdriver wrench package. So just set it up and so people can see what we're talking through.
Bantering about the tools.
Yep. And so that kind of stuff will live here. But then on Monday, we're making a Can I Wash 6 Cars in 30 Minutes video, you know, which is way outside of my comfort zone of what I was telling Waba this. It's Obsessed Garage is going. I'm going to go where the people are at, not where I'm at. And what I've been producing is that I'm just producing it for me.
Yeah.
And so, but I still want to do a maintenance video on how do you change the oil and change the seals and do, restore a pressure washer. But we can do that where the people are rather than do it at my way, which is to make a 2-hour-long video just straight out of camera of me fixing the pressure washer. So we can make it more interesting. And one way to do that is take a grimy one.
Yeah.
And
I think it's going to broaden the appeal of the video, right? The video is still useful. This video is still authentic, but it's going to broaden the appeal, right? Change the dynamic. That's good.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that, a lot of that kind of stuff, on the Obsessed Garage channel, and then we're working toward getting to 2 videos a week. So we're doing 1 now.
Yep.
We'll get to 2, and then maybe 3. We found that if you do too many, then it clogs it up.
Yeah, it's hard. People have a hard time watching everything.
Yep. So Freddie's coming back. Tavares is coming back up, not this week, next week. To sit down and we're going to brainstorm some video ideas, and but they need to be consistent and authentic, right? So it needs to be authentic for what I'm interested in, and I want to make a built hammer touchless video, and so what's an interesting way? This is what goes outside my comfort zone.
Right?
How could we make it entertaining and interesting?
Yeah, and more of a challenge.
Yeah,
there's a challenge aspect to it.
So we'll see if people like it or not, and we're going to continue to adjust to make it work, but I'm going to continue to provide you the resource of the traditional Obsessed Garage channel.
Yep.
And so the nice thing for people is that in the segregation, I think one of the segregation of the channels works is that you know what to expect. YouTube knows what to expect. So I think that's important.
Yeah, that's great. So we got some questions. Let's start with the first one. Hey, Matt, is there any OG spec spreadsheet that shows what are good upgrades when building a house with an attached garage?
I mean, the only thing I have is, I've never really put together a garage spreadsheet because obsessedgarage.com is the spreadsheet.
It's our webpage, right?
So you would start at the top tab in garage and just kind of work your way down and, and kind of put together your list of things, and you could utilize the cart for that. For the housewares, I do have a spreadsheet. Send me an email, Matt at obsessedgarage.com. I'll send it to you. It's not a beautiful looking spreadsheet, but I could also send you the Helen House listing of products, the inventory sheet. And actually, if you're on our email list, if you bought something from us, you're going to be getting that list in the next couple of days when Manny sends out the Helen, for sale, ad to you, or for sale email, and in that we provide you with a list of the inventory of all the products in Helen, with links to forks and knives and speakers and everything in there. So that might be super helpful. That will have a list of everything that's in the garage.
Yeah, and if you're looking to design a garage, I mean, we always have the design team, right?
Yeah.
So they can help you with a specific project.
Yeah, but he may not be ready to execute.
For sure. For sure. This one's an easy one, I think. Matt, what earbuds are you using for running?
So my running regimen, or running, is I've found the things I've been working on, finding things to make my running experience a little bit better. One is the Ring, right? Yeah. Two, so I'll wear the Apple Watch as well. Mm-hmm. So Apple Watch with, so I have which one do I have? It's the, that one. Yeah, the Max, what do they call that? It's not Adventure. It's the bigger one.
Right.
And so I have Apple Watch running the Runna app. So Runna is the program, and Runna is a offshoot of Strava. So Runna feeds Strava when it's done.
Yep.
And then Strava feeds the Oura Ring when it's done. So it all connects. And I've been using AirPod Max for a long time, but the left one stopped charging.
AirPod Pro, right?
AirPod, Pro.
Pros.
The Max are the big ones.
Right, those are over ears.
Yeah, so AirPod Pro 2s, I think, of what I have.
Yeah.
And then I bought some aftermarket little thing that goes over your ear because they fall out of my fucking ears.
Right.
But they sound much better. But I just bought the Beats something 2 or 3 or something. They're black and they kind of go over your ear. They sound terrible. So the audio quality is absolutely terrible. The Beats Pro 2, maybe.
Let's see here. Beats Fit Pro True?
No, not the Fit.
Pro Noise canceling?
No. Go to the Beats web. Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah, they go there. Yep. You'll see them. Actually, they were in the corner. Yep, Beats Pro 2.
Beats Pro 2.
Yep. So, but their audio quality is terrible, which is surprising.
Right.
Like normally Beats are just overly bass heavy and just not tuned properly, but they're decent. They sound terrible. But I'm looking for background.
Right.
I'm not one of those people that has to have music when I'm working out.
Yeah.
Just don't. In fact, many times I prefer it.
Yeah.
So oftentimes I'm listening to like an audiobook or something.
Yeah, I do podcasts. I mean, to me,
Yeah.
you got to like get your brain thinking about something else.
Right.
And what you're doing.
I've been doing music a little bit lately. And then I've been running with the Saucony, I think, how do you say, or Saucony Ride 18. And I bought like 5 different pairs of them. Best shoes I've
running shoes.
ever experienced.
Gotcha, yeah.
And then the shorts, I've gone to a... what am I running with? They're Arc'teryx, and I'm not running some freaking booty shorts like dudes are running in like 5-inch, 3-inch inseams. I'm not doing that. They're like, I think they're 7-inch or maybe 9-inch inseam, which is like that's as far as I'm going. But they're like they're
tight.
Yeah, to me they're an inch and a half above my knee. It makes me very uncomfortable, but because I'm running faster, running with my normal shorts, it ain't working.
You can't wear the basketball shorts or training shorts.
Too much rubbing.
Yeah,
not good.
All right. So Steven asks, any updates on new Sonic cabinets?
The Sonic guys are coming
the
in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
1 week, I guess it would be.
A week from Monday.
They're not bringing the cabinets, but they may have some more pictures and stuff.
They're teasing that they have some stuff, and there's some stuff that's coming out of Europe here soon. So
then we're expecting to have our the ability to build all of our different packages we've designed, enough cabinets to build all of not all of them at once, but we can put the configuration together. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have it here.
Yep.
It's going to be housed in our entryway. Its final resting place will be in our entryway. We're talking about MSS, by the way, not MSS Plus. MSS Plus is going in my garage in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So my house displays Rousseau. We'll have MSS and Rousseau in the entryway, and then we'll have the MSS Plus in the back. So we're looking at pre-orders probably December, January, with deliveries in first quarter.
Yeah, first containers are supposed to show in December, but it's always risk with
right
when containers are going to show up. So
and it's going to be, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be incredible. Cool. Yep, incredible. And then we're going to work on designing and building out the recommended tool package. We're going to do different tool drops and modify what exists and really narrow it down to like these are the foam inlays you're going to want in order to build either a usable set or all the way up to a complete set.
Yeah. And we've sold out all of the old MSS.
So old gone. MSS is done, right? I even sold, I did on the podcast, last.
You sold your set, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I sold my set. I sold the Park tools. I sold pretty much everything. I have a NAD T778 that's a refurb, so I sell that to you for a couple grand. So shoot me an email if you want that. I do have 3 JTR, that awesome veneer 110 HTs. So those would be $1,000 a piece. I have those boxed and ready to go if you want that. I have a Primaire SP25 preamp that I'd sell dirt cheap. So shoot me an email if you want any of those things. Those are the last things I have left to sell off.
Yeah. But
I cleaned out my room, cleaned down everything.
All right. So the office is just about done, right?
Yeah, my office.
New office.
Yeah. So I've got 2 acoustic panels next to the TV I'm waiting on, and then I need to shoot, and I'm hoping to do that this weekend. I'm going to shoot photos of my one of my cars in front of my cabinet array to do a art wall acoustic treatment. But my audio system's done, so the audio rack came in. I got that all wired up, looking awesome.
Right.
My desk is done. That's all wired up and set up. I got 90% of the acoustic treatments on the wall, so those are all on the wall currently. I got my chairs and everything, kind of my drawer organized. I got my Hayfla in the drawer organized. It's awesome. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
So next is the garage, and then the next will be the shower, and then it will be the.
You're building a shower in the mop room, right?
Yeah. So a shower there, and then I'll build the hotel room in your office that you're in now. And then I'll build the kitchen, and then we're good.
Yeah, and the kitchen will be in the canteen, like the
break room. Yeah. But I want it to be like Penville cabinets with Wolf Sub-Zero, like a full gourmet, like a full functioning kitchen.
When's the outdoor kitchen going to?
Yeah, then I need to build one of those too. I'm gonna need a grill for
under
sure.
the shade there. When does the shade canopy come?
I need to work on that as well.
It's ordered?
I haven't ordered it yet.
Oh, I thought you'd ordered
I'll probably do that after Black Friday.
Are you going to have someone come put it in for us, or not?
Yeah. You have to. It has to be like
engineered and all that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because that thing acts as like a sail. We're talking about doing a kind of like an RV covered, like, so it's like a metal structure, a metal framed like RV garage, like a porte-cochere, like a and so we're going to do that up against the garage door, put a boom pole in there, light it. It's going to be 24 wide, 30 feet deep, and then that will be the outdoor wash area.
I was hoping you'd get that in, because I need a place to park my car in the shade. I hate parking in the sun out there. All right, Steven says we did that one. Sorry, bad host. Matt, what type of battery are you using in your cars?
Almost everything has anti-gravity. Yeah. So let's see.
Because you can switch those on and off, right? Isn't that the
beauty
benefit?
Of doing a lithium-ion anti-gravity batteries is that they have a reserve, right?
Right.
So first of all, a lithium-ion doesn't bleed off, juice like a nickel metal hydride or whatever other lead acid battery. Right. And so it's obviously a lot lighter, which is nice. And then it doesn't discharge the same, so I don't need to have it like on a trickle charger.
Right.
And anything short of like 6 months of it sitting there, I can just, if it does go into bypass or go into reserve, then you just press the button on the remote. You have either a remote or you push the button on top of the battery. It'll fire up the car, and then it can recharge. They're somewhere between $700 and $1,100 for a battery. But the way that I have, you have this too. When you have a lot of cars, you end up nuking 2 or 3 batteries a year anyway.
Or you have a lot of chargers.
Yeah.
I have,
But even on the
a
charger,
lot of C-Techs.
even on the charger, I mean, it doesn't guarantee. I mean, your battery still gets beat up doing that.
Yeah, it does. And some of the cars are worse than others. I mean, some drain and some don't.
Right.
It just depends on the car.
And so the GT4 RS has anti-gravity, GT3 RS, M3, Tesla doesn't, obviously. I just got one for the Bronco. I can't have the Evo. It won't fit. They don't make one that fits.
Oh yeah, because you get that little
weird
motorcycle battery in there.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I love those things, man. Every car I get, I put them in the Amiras. It makes for an awesome experience. Your battery use experience costs a lot of money up front, but then ends up saving me in the long run. Yeah. I've already bought 4 batteries for the Evo.
Right,
and they're $300 a piece.
Well, I think Chris and I talked about that. I think you were overcharging the battery because you got to use the motorcycle setting on that.
Yeah.
It's those are sensitive.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So Cameron, any update on Cree light replacements? So this was a topic I wanted to go through today.
Yeah. So the interim is what's it called again? What's the brand?
The brand is H.E. Williams, but I think what we had a big light discussion today, and what we want to get across to everybody is the brand's really not important. It's really about the specification of the product. So I think you're going to see us less refer to the manufacturer of the light and just make sure that the light meets the spec, right?
Yeah. The key for me was I was always looking for something that was higher quality.
Yeah.
Right. So it started out with I had just lights, and then my friend AC sent me. He's an executive at Satco Lighting. Yep. He sent me these bulbs. He sent me like 10 different types of bulbs, and one of them was called Verilux. And so Verilux was a very soft, very high CRI. 6,500 Kelvin, so extremely white, if not slightly blue, to replace in my fluorescents, right? So to replace in all my fluorescent fixtures. Then from there, I found the prime lights or the OG light, right? So I found those, and I realized that 6,500 is a little too harsh. I really would prefer 5K. So I said this in the very first description. I said, look, this is the best I found. Yep. I'm certain there's something better out there. I just haven't found it yet. And, this is, a decade ago, LED really wasn't the thing yet. You had LED, single-sided replacement bulbs, but they were just, they're just an LED version of a fluorescent type, tube type T8 or, T12 type bulb. And so I just kind of sat tight for a long time until I finally, I'm sure these have been out longer than I was able to discover them, but I, took a flyer on getting this LS fixture from Cree. Right. And so I got the LS fixture. It was 90-ish CRI. It was 5K, and I got them. And I think I got them first, maybe in the Yarn building. These are amazing. This is exactly what I've been looking for. And so we got them. I've been selling them for years, and we've always had issues with supply. I eventually found out I'm the only one in the world that is buying from Cree the 90 CRI 5K, 0 to 10 volt version of the light. Right. So they don't stock them. They don't make them for anybody else. It's a big giant company, and they're making us onesie twosies.
Right.
They're
made in China. So
right. So we got this huge problem. Yep. And so with our struggles over the years, I haven't had the bandwidth to fix it. We just continue to just complain and hope and pray, and and then now we have the bandwidth to solve this, and now we're being forced to solve it. But Cree, because I'm the only one buying these, they've discontinued them. Yeah. So, and they didn't tell us.
They basically gave us a lead time that was 9 months out. So they basically said, we don't want to sell you.
It's very similar to what happened with Chemical Guy Citrus Red back in the day.
Right.
I was able to buy it. Then it's now you got to buy it in bigger bulk, and then it's you got to buy it in totes. Okay, And then eventually it's like, we don't want to sell this to you.
Right.
Dude, we're done with this.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to make these onesie-twosie things. You know, you're not buying enough. So we were never able to like really launch and get these lights, and the price keeps going up, you know, and they're hit with tariffs and stuff like that. So then I have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what is it about these lights that I like? I love the profile. Yeah. You know, it's roughly what a 3.5-inch fixture, right? Yeah. And I love the linearity of it. Yeah. We love the 8-footers, but the 8-footers are problematic in that you're going to ship it and it costs a fortune to ship. Right. And so then I go back to the drawing board and say, well, in a perfect world, I would want the fixture to be 4 feet because I could ship it better. Yep. I would want the fixture to be the same profile, maybe a little better lens, maybe more rows of LEDs would be nice. But to maintain the key requisite of 90 CRI, and I don't really care that much about efficiency, but efficiency can make one way we can improve it. We can improve the lens. We can improve the connection point where the lenses connect. And so we're on this project with our friends at Prime Lights to make a bespoke fixture. Right. But we need something in the interim. And so we stumbled upon, because now that we know that the linear fixture is the way to go, and we can go find, well, who else makes linear fixtures?
There's actually quite a few companies that make these fixtures.
Right.
Right.
And because really all it is it's the, what do they call it? It's like the white powder coated, like baked on the white enclosure, you know, all the wiring and the aluminum enclosure that's, you know, white baked on paint or whatever they do. Right. That's pretty similar to all of them have that. And then how do they mount? You know, how do they connect to stay linear? Can I put them on a surface mount? Can I hang them from chain? Can I hang them from cable? Like we have them hung from cable, but at my house I have them mounted directly to the drywall. Right. And so mounting, and then, you know, what's the quality? You know, what LEDs are they using? What's the driver that they're using to drive the LEDs? Right. Can I get it in triac or forward phase normal dimming, you know, without having to have a 0 to 10 volt module? And so we've sort of headed down that path. So we have an interim step, which may stay, and because the interim step is the H.E. Williams stuff, so it's a slight improvement in quality and light output over the Cree. It's a little bit different design. The lens is a little shorter. The white area is a little taller. Yeah. So, but it looks the same, you know, when you mount it on the ceiling. Right. They also have the ability to buy a black enclosure. Yeah. Right, which is nice. They have more sizes. They have like 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 6 foot, 8 foot. So they have more sizes available. They have
They're also like their 8 foot is not quite 8 feet.
Right.
It's a little bit smaller, and we think that that's so that they can ship it.
To fit in,
over 8 feet is where you get a problem. And so for an 8 foot fixture, by the time you box it,
and we put it on. Now I need to do a whole garage, but we turned them on, and the quality is better. Right. And the pricing is roughly the same, and it's made in America.
Right. And the lead time's 3 weeks.
Right.
So
that's our interim solution, and our long-term solution would be to have this bespoke. The H.E. Williams is a single row of LEDs, so its lumen per watt is a little bit lower. It's similar to Cree, a little better than Cree, but quite a bit lower than what we're designing. Because when you drive a single layer of LED, and I didn't realize this until recently, but if you drive a single row of LEDs, you're driving them to say 80% or 90%. Whereas if you have multiple rows, the OG version is going to have 4 rows of LEDs. When we drive them less, let's say at 30% or 40%, we can get same or more light output at more efficiency. Right. So when you're not driving LEDs as hard, they last longer. They also have a tendency to perform better. You get more lumens per watt. Right. So you have a more efficient output by having more. It's sort of counterintuitive. I would think that if you had more,
you'd think you'd have more overhead and you'd have more
LEDs
power.
Become more efficient as they get hot, inefficient as they get hot.
Right.
And so when you underdrive them, they don't generate as much heat. They don't require as much power or energy.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And so we're working on developing that, but that's going to be several months out. But Tim just sent me final production, the initial prototypes. There's some things I don't like about it. I don't like how they transition. Yeah. There's a lens cap that kind of sticks out a little bit.
Connectors on the cover.
I think on the ceiling, I think it might actually do better.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about it. Well, like when I look at my crease, I can see like little gaps in it.
Right.
I never really noticed it until I noticed it.
Right.
Until I was looking for it. And so we're going to improve, our light offering, and then we got to go find replacement for the CR6 stuff.
Yeah. So the message is, because we were getting some feedback, like folks want to wait for videos and want to see them in your garage, and at the end of the day, that's going to happen. But this has been because we're sort of catching to replace something that we can't get. So we're we scrambled. We've got a replacement, and
there's a lot of people that have projects that they're stuck.
Right.
Like I can't wait for that. I need this now.
Right. And so that's what we're solving for. So the videos and the projects that we're going to install them will come, but it's going to take us a little while.
This is delicate for me because I don't just sell products. I sell what I'm using.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
And so I wanted to make sure that, and I made you guys jump through hoops. Like I'm not selling these H.E. Williams unless they're freaking, I need one. Yep. Get me one here.
Yeah.
And I need to turn it on next to a Cree. And I need to make sure it's as good or better. And I would say it's a little bit better.
Yeah. So I think what we might do in the interim is do like a quickie video where we get some lights and we show everybody, and we light them up, not maybe on the ceiling, but we show everybody what we're talking about. But we got to get a few of the sets in. We'll get the prime light in, we'll get the new light in, and that way we can compare them and show you what we're looking at and what we're talking about.
Yep.
But the light's actually really good, and like you said, we just added the black option, and we know we can get the black option, so that's another sort of benefit of that new fixture.
Yeah, and what I'd like to do is get rid of the 0 to 10 volt stuff at some point. Just make it forward phase dimming. That way you can just buy a regular light switch.
Yep, exactly.
You go get a Lutron Caseta, $50 switch instead of having to buy a $200, $300 PAL pack, and then
the total solution I think is going to be way more efficient once we're done.
And then wiring, you have 3 wires instead of 5 wires.
So the other thing that I asked the guys to do between the design team and the product team is to sit down and look at all of the lights that we're trying to source, because we're sourcing can lights, we're sourcing pendant drops and stuff for like car condos. So the team's going to put their head together and sort of pull a whole lighting package that then we can review with you and get the feedback and go back and forth and do our thing, and then that way we can really have a really crisp lighting package that with things that we know we can get, right, that look great and that have the right light output.
Yep.
And then we'll design them into all of our processes. Okay, let's see here. Zach says, Matt, I'm going to need to live in a cold climate to figure out the best outerwear and snow gear. I refuse to buy the Ryobi snowblower.
So he's moving there, and he's going to have to figure that out.
But you don't know you're not a snowblower guy. But maybe like an Ego or something, right?
Maybe, yeah. I would guess you'd probably want something gas and powerful, maybe, if you're doing it. You put it on.
Depends on how much snow you're blowing, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how big your driveway is. I would probably err on the side of just shovel it, because then you get a workout in, Yeah, we never had a snowblower.
Man up and get a shovel.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you don't need the outerwear either, because you're warm from the inside out, right?
Yeah, I'd be shopping shovels. What's the best shovel for the job? There we go. Yeah, where I grew up, no one had snow blowers. It was, you'd go out and shovel the old lady's driveway, and she'd pay you, $8 or whatever to do it.
It was a side business.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, go out and make some money. It's snowing. We go out and make some money. Take our shovels. Me and my buddies take our shovels and go knock on doors. Yeah. Hey, can we shovel your driveway? We'll do it for $10.
I think the best advice is don't move to where it snows, but that's just that's my life advice. Hey Matt, any fuel system cleaners you recommend when doing a tune-up on a vehicle? I've heard Redline SI-1 is a good one.
Yeah, I've never really had to do that.
Matt doesn't drive old cars, so
yeah. So I haven't really gone down that. I'm going to assume Redline or You know, what's
Liquimoly. I like Liquimoly products. I think there's some.
There's a what's the standard like STP? You know, we're all like just old school
Gum
standard.
out?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not the right guy to ask on that one. I don't know the answer to it.
Matt Mormon, should I have asked if there's a spreadsheet with the size of the garage for 2 versus 3 cars? So he's clarifying his question.
Yeah, no.
Door height, width, number, outlets.
No.
Something from the design team.
Yeah, I don't think they have any specific documents. That's more of a conversation thing.
Yeah.
You want an 18 by 8 door.
Yep.
You know, you want 10, at least 9 by 8.
Yeah, but
no,
10 foot small door is much better.
Yeah, so you don't want 8 by 8 or 8 by 7 because then you can barely pull into it.
Right.
You want in a 2-car garage, I think the sort of the best formula for like a normal size would be 22 deep, 24 wide.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the standard width. And then ceiling height really doesn't matter as much to me, especially after having the Helen house where the lowest point is at like 8.5 feet. There's a coziness to a low ceiling.
Well, you got to consider though, if you do like an 8-foot deck, then you get a 7-foot door.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you really prefer an 8-foot door, especially if you have an
sure,
SUV or anything lifted.
But and you want as high of a ceiling as you can get.
Right.
But it's not as important as I once thought it was to have a 12-foot ceiling. You know, if you get 9 feet or higher, you're in good shape. You know, you can make a 9-foot garage feel a little more comfortable than than a big, tall, voluminous ceiling.
Right.
At time, it's grown on me that concept. So I don't think the ceiling height matters as much. But 10 feet is the standard that you would shoot for, unless you want to do some sort of lift.
And then for outlets, I mean, you just got to think about the things you have, right? So like if you're doing jack screw openers, you want, you want outlets in the ceiling up by the door. You probably want a 50 amp in there no matter what, because electric cars
60 amp.
Yeah. You need big power for those, and you can use it for other things. You can put a welder on it, or you can, there's any number of reasons to have a 220 volt type plug, right?
Yeah, I think for a 60, I think you need number 6 wire.
Yeah.
Or maybe number 4. So, yeah, I mean, I would just, and you want to put your outlets at above countertop height, but not so high that they're in the way of the uppers. Right. And that's where it gets tricky, is that, if you want to have outlets in your upper cabinets, you need to know what cabinets you're getting. That's where design needs to come in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see here. Matt, how's the E92 M3 going? Hope to see more updates on it.
It's just chilling. Just
going, right?
Just collecting.
You did a wash and talk on that just the other day, right?
Yeah, it's been sitting in the garage. It's going to come here. It's going to do better here, because then people can see it. I can see it. I don't like having it at a rental garage down the street, Yeah. So I'm going to like having my cars here, and I'm going to need to bring them up here in a couple of days. So they're going to have.
Yeah, you got parking issues pretty quick here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so what we're going to have to do is probably going to have to move. My dad will be real happy about that. I got to move that pallet racking out of there so I can put my cars.
Oh, the problem is we got 2 containers of built hammer coming as well. So
we're going to have to put it somewhere else, yeah.
Let's see, Camera says, any reason you haven't tried open run headphones for running?
No, what's that?
Yeah.
Are they any good?
Well, you have to put it on your list.
Look this up.
John's shaking his head. He's in full agreement, so...
Well, I'll freaking order them right now on the podcast, because those beats are terrible. Open run headphones.
So we got a shout out from Sean about M&M Connection. Sean was one of our dry ice guys up in Massachusetts. M3 guy. Let's see here.
Oh. I don't know if I like that.
Uh-oh.
It like vibrates your head?
Yeah, right onto like the temple or whatever.
Uh-oh.
I don't think I like that.
It's weird at first, but it does work.
I don't do noise Can you do noise canceling? Noise canceling makes me feel like my brain's going to explode.
Yeah, doesn't bother me.
Oh, man, I can't do it. Like if I turn on Apple's noise canceling, it's kind of like a dog whistle to me.
Right. So
like I just feel it. It's very subtle, and it just like I feel like a twitch, like am I like a. It's not good. So I don't know if I'd like that.
So Spencer says, all right, Matt, looking for audio in my tint bay, 19-foot wide, 30-foot deep. Cabinets are on the 19-foot wide wall. Do I go for LYD 48 or PSB? Tired of using headphones.
Yep, LYD 48. So the ultimate package is what you want. Ultimate
package. We have the package on the site.
Yep. Yeah, you want the isoacoustics and you want the the sub 18S with the LYDs, which is a great combination. I mean that's what I think I'm probably going to put a JDR system in my garage here, but I will have the LYD 48s in the garage here.
Right. All right. So Jeff says, any update on the powder coated garage door tracks? Not sure. We're not doing tracks. We're doing hangers, right?
We'll be doing both.
Tracks as well?
We'll be doing both. It got shelved a little bit for the wash station,
right?
For the full, right. Krenzel pressure washer wash station thing, the dual and the other. So we're talking about ways to sort of ramp up our production of SS Engineering products.
Yep.
But that is on the very short list of things that we want to make. It'd be on like the secondary short list, right? We have the stuff that's close, like shelving and floating shelf stuff like that, wand holders and things, and then after that list is the garage track stuff.
All right. Dan says, Matt, have you ever messed with steam cleaner for interior detail or exterior bug gunk removal?
I use it often for Alcantara and obviously for removal of PPF, but not for bug removal, not for cleaning. The Dupre Tosca is what I have, which I think is a great steamer. They have a higher end version, like a bigger version, but I don't think it's really necessary. I've never found an instance where I needed something different. The only problem with the Tosca,
more steam.
Yeah, the only problem with the Tosca is that you'll have to fill. Like if I'm pulling a bunch of PPF, I'll have to fill it a bunch of times because it's a smaller tank. But then that also means it heats up quicker.
Right.
So, but yeah, I use it to clean Alcantara. So just to get it damp versus spray
and get the heat in it.
Mm-hmm.
That helps break stuff down.
Yep.
All right. Sean says, what does Matty think about the Reddit post about his $300 buckets? Or maybe he should post and set those losers straight. So I don't know if you've even.
Oh, that's old. That's been on forever. Okay. Yeah.
There's a new one?
Yeah. I don't really give a crap.
Yeah. We don't read. Reddit's for nerds, right?
I just don't care about that kind of stuff. I used to kind of pick fights, try to prove people wrong. Like, you're wrong. Just add it up.
Yeah, and they're just there to get a rise out of you. So the minute you chime in, you're sort of giving in.
They believe that they're right. Like they can't understand. Well, I could go to Home Depot and I could buy 3 buckets.
Right.
Now, first of all, they're orange
and
they're 5 gallons. So I need to get a 6-gallon bucket, and a 6-gallon bucket is I have to buy 188 at a time.
Right.
Because you can't buy if you bought 5, which would be the minimum you could buy. You're going to spend like $180 to get it shipped to you from Uline, right? No one wants to ship them to you. So then I need casters, and I don't want the 2-inch, I want the 3-inch casters, and the caster set is like $55 or something like that. And then I need the dollies, and the dollies are another $70, and then I need vinyl, and the vinyl's another $20. And when you add it up, my cost is like $220, and we sell it for $300. Just the box to put it in to ship is like $6 a piece.
Right.
And then so it's like $7.50 per with packing material and the box and the label. And so these idiots have no idea how the world works. And so what I should do is I should be selling for $500 to make a 50% margin,
Right.
But I'm not. I'm making like a 28% margin or something because $300 seems to be the number. And people in Reddit, I mean, you're talking about dealing with like really simple, like just stupid people. And my bucket thing is awesome.
Right.
But if you don't have $300, I don't know what to tell you. Get a better job.
Yeah.
Do better.
I mean,
at life.
you can go buy a Kia, or you can go drive a Porsche. I mean,
so
one's
simple.
10 times more expensive. I mean, it's the same analogy.
Their argument is it's not any better. that you could do it for like $100.
Right.
But then when people try to do it, they're like, oh,
it's not really $100.
Right.
If it was $100, we'd do it for $100.
Because then I'd sell a bazillion.
Right, of course.
Right. There's
Yeah.
just
I mean,
that stuff, that early on, that kind of stuff used to really bother me. But because I wasn't sure, I'm like, well, maybe I'm wrong here. That's where that's where the fight comes in. You're a little insecure, like, I'm not sure if this is going to work. Well, you guys are freaking morons. I haven't raised the price. We should probably raise the price because it probably costs me a lot more now.
I'm sure we should.
Yeah. I might go look at that. I'm going to do a $400 just to stick it to them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an entire Facebook group. I don't know that it's still active, but it was like Obsessed Garage on a budget or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And where there's like 3,000 people and they're just bashing me all day.
Right. How to do it for low cost. Right?
Yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's ripping people off and blah, 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 blah. Do you want to be, funding this guy's purchase of a Porsche? I'm like, how do you think the business works, you idiots? Right? It's just real simple people that are, there's no proving them wrong because they can't process the information.
Yeah. It's just noise.
Yeah. That noise doesn't bother me anymore.
So we have imminently coming in, we have a new version of AR630. Right?
Yes.
The hot version.
Yep. So the main cool thing about the new hot version is the nickel-plated head, which looks cool, But for us, it has different seals, and so the check valve seals are the check valves and the seal kit are on the plungers a little bit different. The seals, I think, are rated for 180 degrees instead of 140.
Yeah.
So I never did the hot version because it was pointless.
Right.
Unless you have a boiler, you're not getting. I mean, you in your house, like delivered to your shower is like 110 degrees, maybe 105 degrees, something like that. And so you set your water heater at 120 degrees, but as it transitions to your house, you're really getting 90 to 105 degree water. Mm-hmm. And so the regular AR, the regular Krenz are rated to 100, 140, 145 degrees. So the hot version is kind of pointless. Other than in this case for DI water, it's a nickel plated head, and it looks cool.
Yep. So
we have that coming, and so I'm going to bring that in. Whereas the previous gen, this TSS versus the TSS hot, total stop version hot, the previous gen was the same thing.
Right.
This one has a little different head, which looks cool, and so we're going to bring that in.
Yep. And so that's coming in. We're also we should be getting another batch of the regular AR630. So if you've been waiting for that, that's imminent as well. A couple, a week or so, maybe 2 weeks by the time we get them in and shipped.
Yep.
But those are coming through. I thought we'd talk a little bit about Wholesale.
Okay.
That's kind of some of the stuff that I'm working on. But what I thought we'd kind of give everybody some strategy around how we're thinking about Wholesale, which is, really we're signing up guys that have local retail shops, right? And so if you think about it, you can get stuff from us. It's online. There's a delay. Obviously, you got to ship. But the thought process is if we can have smaller companies that are carrying our products, Pressall, Built Hammer, OG Chemicals, some of the popular stuff, it's there for people to walk in, right? And it's sort of in your zone. So, we've signed up guys in Southern California. I've got a new one in Arizona. We ship some stuff to Mexico. So we have a retailer there. But that's kind of how we're thinking about Wholesale. And we seem to have some pretty good traction with that. We've had a lot of people inquire and if you've got a good little shop, we're trying to support the up and coming businesses.
It also depends on the product. Some products we don't have the margin because we're buying it from a middleman anyway. On a lot of products we don't have it, but things like Built Hammer, Pressall, we have exclusivity on Krenz K1322s. We don't have great margins there, but we have products that we're developing on our shelves and lighting, things like that. Mainly, right now we're doing mainly detailing supply stuff. Right. But I think in the long term, my goal would be to provide the marketplace with quicker availability to the product. And so one way is through local, distribution, so wholesaling to local retailers. Josh V just reached out and said he's building. I don't know if I should say this live, but I think he's thinking about building a shop. And so we were talking a little bit about, certain products, having those available for him. And there's tons of guys like that are kind of doing the retail showroom thing. I should probably reach out to Jared at Jack's Wax, because we've been talking about doing this. He's bought a bunch of Krensel packages and stuff, so he's someone we could reach out to. And
I've got like 10 or 12 that I want to call, but we've been waiting on stuff to come in. So Built Hammer gets here in a week or so,
and so the Built Hammer strategy is that we talked to Pete here recently that the BuiltHammer.com site will very soon, in the next, probably by year end, we hope, be available to buy all Built Hammer product. We would fulfill it here in the U.S., but you'd be able to buy it on BuiltHammer.com, and it would know, geofence to where you're at in the U.S. or Canada, and we would then be able, to ship it on behalf. So you could buy any Built Hammer product eventually from Built Hammer site. The products that we, are interested in most will be on our site, and then our partners at Car Supplies, Detailed Image, would have the full line of stuff that isn't available. So because a lot of people buy a bunch of different stuff, and so if Detailed Image is going to be sort of our main national distributor and seller for the product. And then we'll do the same thing for other products that we light the match for, is the goal. Press-All as well. Press-All is available through through Armor. They have their own labels and stuff, so we'll have a bunch of that stuff. Once we get the bottles fully vetted, we'll call Adams and see if they're still interested in offering griots. Griots has their own bespoke bottles, so they may not, but you'll start to see our stuff, just like we've represented other people's stuff. Now we'll start to see my stuff in different places.
That's right.
We're hoping to make a bespoke, color palette of Swiss Strax flooring, stuff like that. And then through Obsessed Engineering, we're going to have our wash station. We'll have, a myriad of hundreds of products that are ours, and that's the next phase. I remember when I first met Adam from Adam's Polishes, he kind of knew who I was, which I thought was pretty cool, and he said, build the business off the back of great products that already exist, and then go make your own.
That's right.
And I take that a little bit more, another step further, and I'll only build it on my own if I can build it better. Otherwise, I'll just partner and have it built, like with Mirka or Mosmatic or Krensla, find great brands and then drive them forward.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy and I were having this discussion about, I ultimately see OG becoming a product company, right?
Yep.
So the other comment that I'll make is we're really starting to see the effect of tariffs on some of our products. Built Hammer has, new Built Hammer coming in has got a tariff. Press-All has a tariff. Tool Grid has some crazy tariffs that we're trying to get to the bottom of. So just, pre-warn everybody that some of our costs are going to be going up.
So what I'd like to do, so that creates an opportunity to have a discussion with the manufacturers. Hey, can we make these darn Press-All bottles here?
Right.
If we're doing enough of them, can we make them here in the U.S.? And that's the point of this whole thing of reciprocity. Bring it, make it so that we can create jobs and bring manufacturing back here.
Right. So Cameron on the open run says, sound completely normal. I don't use sound canceling. They have a bunch of models to check out. So he's saying,
I'll get a set. I'm telling you, I'll do it because of what those beats are.
So Cameron, you just have to buy the set from him when he doesn't like them. So
I don't like it when like these headphones, I have to crank them and then that you're blowing your eardrums out. And you can do that very easily when you're out in the elements. And I like to listen to it in transparency mode so I can hear what's going on.
So you hear the car that's going to hit you on the road?
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right.
The other night I saw 4 different coyotes,
Oh, yeah.
Like in 4 different instances. Yeah. Like, oh boy, am I going to get eaten by something out here?
And we got the gators. You get too close to the lake. So, what is your daily go-to brand for shorts?
Arcteryx. crazy expensive.
There you go.
But yeah, that's what I have on right now. So everyone they come out with, I buy a pair to see if I like them, and then with the ones I like, I buy all the colors. But they start at like $100 a pair.
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
That's spendy.
Actually, no. Today these are the Go Ruck shorts.
Okay.
So I've been on a chase to find shorts.
Okay, so Dan's gonna set you off. Let's
Okay.
see. Matt, do you deep clean / detail your house, floors, bathroom, etc.?
I don't. I used to,
Yeah.
and I try to just ignore it because the cleaning lady just pushes dirt around, But I would like to, and I think about it probably twice a day. About the way to clean a floor. This is how you do it. You get a bucket, and you put like whatever floor cleaner of your choice, right? And
Is it a $300 bucket?
yeah, right.
Get your wash buckets in there with the rollers.
You don't need a huge bucket, so really the best would be like a little 2-gallon deal.
Mop bucket. Yeah.
Yep. And so then you fill the bucket up with warm water. You have a bunch of towels, like a bunch of wipe down towels. So the initial wipe towel, and then you have a bunch of dry towels.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get on your hands and knees, because doing a mop doesn't frickin' work. You got to get on your hands and knees, and you pick an area, and you wipe it, and then you follow dry it. And that's how
I think the
clean a
drying
floor.
step is the step that most cleaners don't do.
Correct. Yeah,
and that's the biggest part of it, because you get the funk off.
Right. Otherwise, you're just pushing dirt around.
Right.
When you use a mop, you're just pushing dirt around.
Right.
So what she does is just vacuums it and then just pushes dirt around. So my floor is like, the test is just get a Bounty paper towel, spray some invisible glass, and wipe the floor.
It comes
and
up brown.
Comes out yellow and brown.
Yeah.
You know it's not clean.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm waiting for is my kids to grow up and move out, and then I'll start cleaning my floors again probably. Or I'm going to pay someone to say, look, I understand this is hard.
Right.
How much to
Right.
do it this way?
Yeah. Good help is hard to find. Spencer says, so with JTR, can I snag the used Dyn Audio speakers you have?
No.
Let's see.
I don't have any used ones.
No. All right. Jesse says, hey guys, just finished up my dual 630. I'm running 7.5 orifice. I clean a lot of dirty side-by-sides, so if I go down a few sizes for more pressure, you think that would be safe?
No, probably not. That's what you got to be careful with. The only way to really know is that you'd want to put a amp meter,
Mm-hmm.
an amperage reading device on each pressure washer. Those are rated at 19 amps. So if you're pulling more than 19 amps, likely your orifice is too small. You're over-amping the machine.
Right.
You're already putting your duals at risk because, you have the sort of backflow.
They can pulse back.
You have like harmonic differences between the two, and you're beating the crap out of them. So
Right.
you're probably cutting the usable life. Let's say the usable life's 20 years. You're probably cutting it in half,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe even cutting it by 75% by doing duals. We don't know.
Right.
All I know is that AR and Krenza, they don't like it. They don't like me doing it. So it's like use at your own risk. But yet you don't have infinite adjustability of pressure washer. You have a certain working range.
Mm-hmm.
And that working range, you can usually tell what that range is by figuring out how much amperage you're drawing. If you're drawing too much amperage, then you know that you're overworking the darn thing. And so you can't just say, well, I'd like it to be 3,000 PSI, so let me just throw a 3.0 on there and let it rip. The Krenzels are very sensitive to this. I mean, they don't like us using a 4.0 because they recommend a 4.2. And so the anytime you go outside of what it was designed,
Right.
the design calculation, you're getting a little squirrely. So a single AR, you're using a 5.0. The duals, I think you should probably be using an 8.5. I think I'm using a 8.0 on my dual Krenza, and the dual AR has more output. So you kind of want to pick a target and then just change from 25, get a 15, 25, 40 degree with the same orifice. It doesn't increase the actual pressure, but it does increase the effective.
It concentrates it, right?
Right, the effective pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be careful with that. I mean, unless you just have infinite resources and you're cool with blowing stuff up, and do the right thing. You know,
don't return them to us.
Yeah, don't blow it up and
don't
say.
Call tech support when you blow them up.
I can't believe, I don't know what happened. These things blew up.
All right. Dylan says, I'm looking to tune my M340i. Everyone seems to recommend MHD or boot mod, but those seem to be goofy. Would you recommend Active or Alpine MSS over the other two?
I would. Yeah, so lots of people have had great success with those things, but that's the jank version.
Right.
You don't know what you're getting. You're just buying like open-sourced tunes, and you're just bolting it on there. Now, there's possibility that an open-source tune on the MHD, network, that somebody did more work, right? Or boot mod that they uploaded. But how do you know?
Right.
So if you can figure that out and you can find the source of who's giving you the tuned file, that it could be better, because now I trust Alex at Alpine MSS more. He didn't write the tune, but he's getting it from somebody who hopefully did the dyno work to create it. Testing and make sure the air fuels are in line. But even Alpine MSS has had bad track record of getting sending out bad tunes in certain cars in the past. But if you go to somebody like Active or ESS or something like that, you're going to get Frank Smith, Tuning Tech Frank Smith, or I forget who Dunnan uses all the time. We did some TTFS tunes on my GT3 in the past, but that non-dyno flash tuning gets a little dicey, and that's why I'd always like get a dynon tune, because I know they actually
there's R&D in it,
right?
There's engineers involved,
right? Instead of and there can be. Through boot mod or through MHD, there can be better tuners.
Right. But it's a crapshoot.
It can be, yes.
Yeah.
So I've never liked that path. And now both of those platforms are much more established than they were, 5-6 years ago.
Right.
But still, I just don't like it.
It's why risk it, right?
Yeah, because it's fun to, I want a stage 3.
It's fun until it blows up.
Yeah, and usually the people who are buying that don't have the funds.
Yeah, to fix it when it blows up.
So then they try to rip it off and go to the dealership and say, I don't know what happened.
Right.
This thing I was just driving. My grandmother borrowed my car and was driving 35 and it just exploded in a school zone, Yeah.
All right. Morgan asks, Matt, have you discussed home can light replacements for Cree CR6s that are or were discontinued?
Yeah, it stinks. I mean, it would be DMF, but those are $200 a piece.
That's part of the lighting project that we're undertaking is to find.
I haven't found one that is satisfactory to me. Almost all of those are either commercial 0 to 10 volt or they're color selectable garbage. Yep.
Yeah. So that we're working to find that solution.
Yep.
So we're active on that. That's good. Dan says, yeah, I'm looking for OG house cleaning videos, please. My OCD is cleaning the house first.
I do think that's something that that is one question. I'm like, when I was talking about cleaning the floor, like, what do you use?
Right.
And I don't like any of them, know? And so I have I bought a bunch of different cleaners.
Well, once you get bored with the garage, we'll get you to go inside the house and start doing
that's the plan.
Some video in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Dan asks, how is full self-driving going?
Not great. Hasn't done squat for me. Yeah. I'll let you know when I...
Work in progress. Work in progress.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lucas says, hey, Matt, just wondering when more items will be added to the Canada store.
So I have a meeting on Monday with Mark about the structure of our 24-month goal to be fully distributing in Canada, also distributing or shipping out of the West Coast.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to commit to that, and we're going to figure out how to execute on that.
So something interesting, and I haven't even talked to you about this. I pulled a report to look at Canada sales before we opened the Canada store versus today.
Mm-hmm.
And my question was, it used to be you could see the entire OG store, right? and purchase from that, but you obviously had to pay importation or whatever shipment. And we have a limited subset of the store in Canada, but it's limited. So my fear was the sales are going to be way off because obviously you can't buy everything we offer. It was shocking to me. The sales per day are almost within $20.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely appears that whatever was selling in Canada, we're carrying, or it's. And so hopefully, as we get more stuff there, we'll encourage more people to buy more. Right.
I would have thought we would have sold less.
I know. That was my expectation. Like
now people
the
don't
sales
know
are
what to
going to
do.
get cut in half.
Right.
Right. Because you don't have access to everything in the catalog. But it was literally like nothing had ever happened.
Yeah.
On a daily basis.
We were selling something like, I don't know, 30 grand a month or something like that, right? That's what we were selling in the past.
I want to say it was like 250,000 for the year. So something like that. Yeah, but literally it's almost no change.
Mm-hmm.
Almost no change.
Yeah, I think that the goal would be to have the entire product line available there. We're going to concentrate on North American, dominate world domination.
We do. I know we do have Krenzla available, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've learned how to pack and ship that. So that's press hulls there, built hammers there. So some of our more popular items are definitely.
What do you think the pricing difference was? Like, say, was somebody in Canada bought a 1322 from here and shipped it? They'd have the currency conversion. They'd have the import costs. And so now that's taken out of the equation. So they just buy it. They probably save 25% over.
I don't know. I wasn't around for any of that discussion, so we can certainly go run it.
And it'd be interesting to see
what the delta. At least on the big stuff, it certainly would make a big difference there. So what's on the agenda this weekend?
So I got to finish polishing the GT4 RS. I have just the rear deck and the door, the passenger door to do. So just like that like back third of the car to finish polish.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to get the wheels coated, but I don't know if I'm going to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get it off of the quick jacks put on the wall, because we're going to do a Matt Mormon garage video, and then we're going to shoot that Built the Hammer video on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to work on the GT4. I'll do some running, do some rucking, do some working out. But the main goal is to finish polishing. So I'll have tomorrow, I should have the polishing video up for you guys on this channel. And then the Tommy video will probably be Sunday. So I'd like to get those both done and edited tonight. And maybe if I do coat the wheels, which I may be able to get that done, I may coat the wheels. And
you got that high torque wrench, right? I mean, it's easy to get them on and off.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty easy.
Yeah, but I want to do 2 coats, so it'll take a little bit of time. And maybe I'll just get the front done or something and do the rears later. The car has to go to PPF anyway.
Okay.
So the GT4 RS will be the main focus this weekend to get that done. Then I got to get the GT3 and the M3 over to the house. So that way Monday we can get that done. So that'll be cool, because that's like a 2 mile run, and so I'm gonna run over there, get a car, run back there,
run back and get another car.
Yeah, do that. I like to do that kind of stuff in my current mindset. Like last night, I was watching Eagles Cowboys, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I can sit here on the couch. I hadn't hit my calorie number, or I can throw the 45-pound pack on and watch it on my phone and walk around, Just making choices like that.
Right.
And I wanted to get some sort of snack. And so I'm like, well, if I'm going to get a snack and I go to Provisions, I got to walk there. And I had to walk fast because I only had like 45 minutes to get there. And I didn't want to carry the stuff. And my snack was like feta and olive Greek salad, so it wasn't like what I wanted it to be, like double stuffed Oreos, And so I did that, and so I'm trying to do more of that kind of stuff. So if like I could just have somebody drop me off at the house and go get the cars, but I'd rather ruck it or run it or bike it and go physically have to go get it, and that helps, add in some extra work. Just making those choices over, sitting on the couch and relaxing.
Right. Let's see here. We got a couple more questions came in. Mike says, Matt, is there a reason you're no longer using the electric bike lift in your new garage?
My ceiling isn't high enough. So So I chose the steady racks instead.
Right.
The ceiling was 11.5 feet in Darlington, and it's only 9'8" or whatever, 9'10" or whatever the heck they are in the Villages houses. So putting it in there would kind of be, I wouldn't be able to get it up high enough to get it out of the way.
Right.
But yeah, I love that thing. The thing's cool.
Have you heard that Matt Armstrong has a new workshop near Freddie/Tavarish? You should do a collab.
I think, you might rent some space next to Freddie or something.
I think there's.
He's probably got 10
they're
cars
all
in
connected
there.
over there, aren't they? In that complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how that fits. Maybe someday. I know I've lent him my high torque gun a couple times.
He says, I remember hearing Matt say that you guys will stop selling Cree as the lights, but Cree said they aren't discontinued. Well,
no, it's the 90 CRI, that's discontinued.
The one that's really good, they've discontinued.
Right.
They still sell linear lights. They just don't sell the one that we spec.
Correct.
All right. Well, anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so. We got a good little news update here.
Yeah.
My office is looking good.
Yeah.
Although I spent 0 minutes in it today.
Yeah.
Just doing too much meetings.
You were doing big boy work today.
Yeah.
Right.
I was working on the employee
grown-up
handbook, and I freaking hate doing that kind of crap.
Yeah.
But man, that office is great. It just feels good. Feels real nice. I wonder if the guys will have the Cree lights turned on today. They were finishing the wiring in there. Yep.
Yeah.
So we had to do Cree because I've had them.
Oh, you had them.
And so we're going to have to rip them all out and do something different here soon. But it kind of stinks. But I need the timing just was bad timing.
Yeah, because we needed to get them up, and we didn't have access to the new light yet. So
Right.
If not, we
Best
won't have
case,
light back then.
the H.E. Williams, we were 3 or 4 weeks out.
Right.
So, yeah. And then I had to buy them. And I had these Crees already sitting there. Yeah, so I think this weekend I'm excited to get the GT4 RS, the polishing part done.
When does it go down south? Or
to Orlando? I don't know. Maybe in like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it has to go down there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to get the cars up here and store them here, and then take it down there.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll see you theoretically. I think I'll be here next week. Wait, am I traveling? I'm going.
Aren't you going to a football game? Or something?
I'm going to Steelers Seahawks. That's the. I don't see it on my calendar. When am I actually flying? No, I'm flying Saturday, so I'll be here.
We should be here next week then.
Yep. Yeah. So we should be here.
So write down all your questions and get them ready, and we'll.
See you then.
We'll answer.
Thanks, everyone.